Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Survival Let's Play. So I'm actually in quite a rush to record today's episode. I'm going on holiday in about 3 days and I wanted to get an episode recorded before I go away because otherwise there won't be a Let's Play episode for another 3 or 4 weeks. So I want to quickly record today's episode and I was trying to think of a small project I could do. And a project I've wanted to do for quite a while now is a turtle farm. So I'm going to get turtle eggs and the turtle scutes. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And of course I'm going to be doing it over here in the farming district. And I think there's enough space over here to build the thing that I want to build. So the plan is to build a turtle above the ground. And then there's going to be an entrance that leads down to the farm that will be underneath the ground. And these are the materials I think I need to build the turtle up above. So I'm just quickly going to get onto this because I really don't want to waste any time today. So I've built the turtle and this isn't actually my design. I saw this online somewhere, but I've tried finding out who built it and I just can't find the creator anywhere. So if I do find out who built it, I will pin a comment down in the comment section. But yeah, this is just a little turtle. I wanted to do a bigger one, but it would take up way too much room in here. So I just had to do it on a mini scale and this is the one that I decided to go for. But anyway, this is just the entrance to the farm. So I was going to have the entrance here at the front, but I thought it would look a little strange. So instead I've decided to have the entrance around the back. So here it is. It still looks a little bit strange, but I don't think it looks as bad as it would if it was at the front. So this is the entrance and I go down here. And I've dug out all of the space I'm going to need for this farm. And I was only going to have one of these farms. So if you look at where the 4 torches are over here, this is one farm marked out. But the farm is an uneven amount of blocks and the entrance is an even amount of blocks. And I wouldn't be able to do it if it was going to be off center, so that'd just annoy me too much. So I decided instead I'm going to have 4 of these. They are pretty simple to build, it shouldn't take too long to add a few more. And I think I'm just going to get straight to work on building these. So the first step is to dig down by 2 blocks. Okay, so it's all dug down by 2 blocks now. And the space between the corners here is 11 blocks. Or if you count from this block here all of the way over to this block, it is 11 blocks. So 9 blocks in between, just in case anyone wants to follow along and build one of these in your world. So now that I've dug down by 2 blocks, I'm going to remove the floor here. I don't need to remove the outer edge, just all of the inside. So I'm going to dig all of this out by 1 more block. So now I'm left with this shape here. And I can start decorating this. I'm going to use smooth sandstone for this. But before I can decorate, I need to set up all of the hoppers to collect the items once the farm is working. So I need to find the middle, which is right here. It's 4 blocks away from each side. And I have actually already put the hoppers in place. So right in the middle is where the killing is going to happen. The baby turtles are going to fall on top of this hopper right here. And then when they grow up, they are going to suffocate inside the walls. And obviously when they grow up, they will drop a scute and it will get picked up by the hoppers. So you can see I've got a hopper line coming from the center of this farm. It goes over to this one. And then this goes all of the way down to there. I think the storage room is going to be over here somewhere. And then I've got some hoppers coming from the center of this farm. And that just connects to the line over here. So all of the items from all 4 of the farms are going to end up over here. And then I can transport them to wherever I decide to do the storage. So I can actually cover these hoppers back up, but I'm going to leave the center blocks here and then break these 2 blocks. And then I can use some smooth sandstone. So this is the block that I'm going to use for the actual farm. So I'll continue to place it around all of the walls and then I'm going to place it on the floor as well. But I'm going to leave a bit of a checkered pattern like this on the floor. So for right now, I'm just going to place some stone. So this is what I'm left with right here. And what I can do now is place a sand block. So this is just regular sand, not sandstone. on top of each of these stone blocks. So the way this farm works is the turtles are going to be on top of the sand blocks. They can't actually fall down, they're too wide. So I can walk around the edge like this and breed up the turtles. They'll lay the eggs, and then when the baby turtles hatch, of course they can fall down this gap. So I'm going to have some water streams running from all 4 of the corners, and it's going to push all of the baby turtles down into the centre right here. And then, as I mentioned, when the baby turtles get bigger, they're going to drop a scoop picked up by the hoppers, and then they will suffocate in the walls. So I'm not going to have a bunch of turtles down in the hole. So it's a pretty simple design. It is only semi-automated. I'm still going to have to come down here and breed the turtles. But once I've done that, I can just leave it, and then I'm going to get the scutes, which are automatically going to be put in the chest somewhere over here. And it is a little bit darker down there than I want, so I've got a little bit of a trick that I don't think too many people know about on Bedrock Edition. So if you dig down and you put a light source like this, of course it lights the place up. And then you can put a half slab or just a slab on top of the block like this, and the light still comes through the slab. It looks a little bit strange here because the smooth sandstone texture is always a little bit weird with lighting. But usually if you use like cobblestone or stone or whatever, you can't actually tell there's a difference between like the slab and then the regular block. And it's just quite a useful feature to use. I use it all of the time for lighting up my projects. So I'm just going to put 4 of them around here, and that should light up this thing, so nothing's going to spawn down here on top of the sand. I actually forgot to put these slabs around the outside of the farm as well. So this is just to stop the turtles from getting out. If you don't have these, they can make the jump up here. So if you put some slabs up here, they can't actually get out. And you might have realised there's some sea lanterns in the corner as well. That's just the same trick as down there. You put the sea lantern underneath the slab and it produces the light. So now I can get some turtles inside the farm, and I did hatch some out here, but I'm not very caught up on my turtle mechanics. So if I bring some turtles from here, so these hatched over here, if I bring them down into the farm and then I breed them down here, will they actually lay eggs down here, or are they going to try to get up to their spawn location to lay eggs? So I don't really know if this is going to work, or if I'm going to have to hatch some eggs down here to start the farm. And it turns out you can't actually use a lead or near turtle. I kind of should have expected that, so I'm just going to have to do it with a bit of seagrass instead. So we'll start off just by getting 2, and then if it works, I'll get a few more in there. Also, something I probably should mention is like the black outline that my turtles have. I just get used to it. It's been like this for such a long time. I think it's just something to do with the texture pack that I use. So if anyone's wondering why it's like that, I don't actually know. I just got so used to it that I don't really mind it anymore. Okay, I've been here a little while. I actually went ahead and I finished the other 3 farms over here. And you can see the turtle still hasn't laid any eggs. It's definitely trying to get up to the little bit of sand up above where it hatched. So yeah, these turtles are pretty useless to me. So I do have a plan to get the turtles in here, but I'm going to have to block all of this off first. So I've placed stone all around here, and now I can place some eggs. I think I'm just going to place 4 in here, so we'll place 4 like this. And the stone is here, so when the turtles do hatch, the babies are not going to fall down, because I need them to grow up and stay on top of the sand, obviously. So once they're all grown up, I can remove all the stone. And now I've gone ahead and I've done the same for the other 3 farms as well. So while I'm waiting for the turtles to hatch and then grow up, it's quite a slow process. It could take like an hour or more. I'm going to try and decorate the room. I've got some ideas for the block palette, but I'm kind of limited with the space that I can use in the walls. So over here, if I remove the spruce, this is actually behind the nether portal which I used to get to the farming district, and I think that other spruce plank actually went through the portal. And then over here I have some calcite. Well, this is actually just diorite and polished diorite, but I did actually use some calcite in this build. So this is either the way up or the way down from my skeleton farm, where it's also a kelp farm. So I used a bone meal from the skeleton farm to grow the kelp. But yeah, I think this is the way up from that, so I can't really remove any of these blocks. So I think to cover this up, I'm going to have to use some trapdoors. So yeah, there's a few things I've got to take into consideration when I'm designing the walls here. but I'm sure I can come up with something, so I'm just going to quickly see what I can design. And by the time I'm done, the turtles should be hatched. Okay, so here is the completed project, and I'm actually pretty happy with how this turned out, considering I kind of rushed it and I didn't really do any planning or anything like that. So I was kind of limited with the space in the walls. I couldn't add too much detail, so I went for this design here with the strip spruce and then the trapdoors. And then I've added a little bit of a design in the corner with the lime and the green concrete. I think it just kind of fits the theme of the turtles. I might change this out for something eventually, but I'm pretty happy with it for now. And I was actually really happy with how the ceiling came out. If anyone's watched my videos for a while, you'll know that I'm not usually the best at doing the ceilings. Sometimes I just leave them completely. But I wanted to get this project completely finished today so I can get this video ready to upload over the weekend. And I'm actually very happy with the ceiling design for the change. But yeah, this is the completed project. And I've actually just realised I missed a block here. I'm supposed to strip that. But yeah, this is a completed project. And you'll see that I've got all of the adult turtles in place. I did decide to put 8 of them in each of these instead of 4. That's just to make it work a little bit faster because turtles hatch very slowly. So if I've got more adult turtles in there, I can get more eggs. I'll just quickly explain how the farm works. So I can get some seagrass. I've actually just got some over here in a chest. So I can get some seagrass and then I can just walk around the edge and I can breed the turtles. And they're obviously going to lay eggs around. So when the eggs hatch, which does take quite a while, the baby turtles are going to walk off the edge into the water and all of the water goes to the middle. And then they're going to fall down there. Once they grow up, of course, they drop a scute and that is dropped straight into the hopper. But when they also grow up, they're going to suffocate in the blocks around the outside. So they will die and then the seagrass is also going to drop into the hopper. There is some cases like this where the turtles grow up and they don't suffocate in the walls. But what will happen now is more baby turtles will drop down there. And when they grow up, they will push the turtle into the wall. And then they will suffocate, so eventually they will suffocate in the walls. It just doesn't happen straight away all the time. And I've got a little system just behind the wall here. So all of the items are brought down the hopper line, and now they're shot into a little water elevator and then placed into the chest. So all of the items end up here. So I've got 2.5 stacks, almost 3 stacks of the scutes at the moment. And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering why I need these or why I built a turtle farm to begin with. And there is a few reasons. So the first reason is because I want to have a farm for every single item that you can farm in survival Minecraft. So even if it isn't a very useful item, like turtle scutes for example, they're not the most useful item, they have a few uses, but I still want to have a farm for them. So that's what this area here is basically for. I just want to have a bunch of different farms. Even if I don't really need the item that much, I just think it's a nice idea to have a farm for every single item. Of course, my aim for this world is to collect a stack of every single item as well, so it helps to have farms for most of them to get the full stack of items. And it also just gives me projects to work on to keep me busy. So if I wasn't trying to collect a stack of every item and I wasn't trying to build a farm for everything, this is a project I would never even do on a world. But I did it and I'm actually pretty happy with how it turned out, and I had fun messing with the turtles and stuff. I don't know a whole lot about them, but I've learned a few things about them while doing this project. And the other reason that I decided to build the turtle farm is because I've set myself a new challenge. So if anyone is new here, this is my challenge room. So my followers will set me some challenges and then I've got to try to do them in survival Minecraft. So we'll just look at this one as an example. Get a shulker box full of diamond blocks. So that's probably one of the harder ones, but a few of these challenges are pretty difficult. and these ones at the end are the challenges that I've set for myself, and this is the new one right here. So create one of every armor trim combination. So of course this is new with the 1.20 update. A few people suggested this and I wasn't gonna do it originally, but then I've realised that it's a lot easier to do than I first thought, and quite a few people have actually already done it themselves on their world. But I thought there was so many more combinations than there actually is, so that's why I wasn't going to do it, but I have decided that I'm going to attempt to do it as well. So I've got a load of other challenges I'm probably going to do first. This one isn't going to be one that I'm going to rush to do in the next few episodes or anything like that, but I'm definitely going to try to do it. And if I am going to attempt the challenge, I'm going to need a few of these turtle shell helmets. I don't actually know how many I'm going to need in total, but I think it's going to be a fair few of them. So building a farm today is going to help me later on in the future when I eventually do start that challenge. I'll already have all of the turtle helmets that I'm going to need. But anyway, now that I've got the turtle farm, I can add a few more items to the checklist here. So the first one goes in the weapons chest. It's not actually a weapon, but it just goes in this chest. So the turtle helmet, even though it's called a turtle shell, but it's the same thing. So here is the turtle shell. And you might be thinking this chest is quite empty. It's because this is where all of the tipped arrows are going to go when I eventually get around to getting them. And then the other item I can check off today is in the mob drops, and that is the turtle scutes. But anyway, that's actually all I've got time for in today's episode. So of course I mentioned at the start that I'm going on holiday. I'm going on holiday tomorrow, so I'm hoping I can get this video edited tonight and then uploaded over the weekend at some point. And if you're watching this as it's released, I'm probably on holiday as you're watching it. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed, even though it's probably a little bit of a shorter episode. And I will see you all next time.